Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer the elemental energy reading for February for the element of Earth. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, you can check this one out, or if you have Earth high up in your chart. If you've never had your charts done and you're curious about it, there's a link in the description. It's not an affiliate link, it's just a link to the page, and it has a natal chart which also comes with a 10 to 20 page description of what that chart means with all the 12 houses and all the planets and all that fun stuff. Definitely worth checking out if you've never had that done. Otherwise, we're going to hop right into our I-ching to start off everything, and then we'll hop into the tarot. I cast the hexagram before we started the reading. So you got Earth number 50, which is a sacrificial vessel. Could be good, could be bad. We're starting off and it says a sacrificial vessel, supreme success. So overall, this hexagram is, let's see, the holy sage cooks in performing sacrificial ceremonies to the Supreme Lord of Heaven. He cooks more lavishly to nourish the holy virtuous, but their peaceful employment, eyesight, and hearing are sharpened. So what this basically is saying is you kind of are the thing that is cooking a blessing that's going to spill out to others. So February could be a very interesting month, but probably a pretty good one by the fact it says supreme success with it. Our foundational line is, to rid it of decaying remnants of meat, the vessel is turned upside down. It is not shameful to take a concubine for the sake of bearing sons. There's more than one way to spread goodness. It doesn't have to always be through donating to one charity. It can be going and doing something on your own. It could be something completely anonymous. It's saying to get rid of decaying remnants of meat, the vessel is turned upside down. Don't look at things from how it's always been done. That's holding the rotten meat in there. Just because it's always been done that way doesn't mean you have to keep doing it that way. That's where it's not shameful to take a concubine for the sake of bearing sons. That's not really what they're talking about. What it's saying is, to get to the end goal, sometimes you have to do something that's a little bit more outside of the norm to achieve that goal, and that's what they're referencing here. So our second place line, the Ting possesses wild solidity. My enemies are in difficulty and there is nothing they can do to me. Good fortune. So you're actually in a really good spot. Even doing things a little bit different, going your own way. There's a song about that. That allows you to actually not worry about other people's opinions, theories, and thoughts, because the end game, your success, the success of sharing with others, is your goal. So it doesn't matter what they think. They're going to keep doing the same thing. They're going to have that rotten meat in the bottom of their pot because they're wanting to do the right thing, but they're doing it for the wrong reasons. So it's actually souring and turning stale what they're trying to do. Earth, you're doing a little bit something different this month, and that's actually going to be refreshing and actually be a much more positive influence on the world. Our third line is, the handles of the Ting have been detached, so it is difficult to move it. The fat of the pheasant is not eaten. Suddenly rain comes, regret wanes, and ultimately there is good fortune. So the Ting is the vessel, and so the handles have been detached, meaning things are not going to be easy to go this other route because you may have to do some heavy lifting yourself. That doesn't mean that's impossible to move. The fat of the pheasant is not eaten. I'm not sure what that means. Let's see. So that's basically saying you don't want to let a good opportunity go to waste because well, someone might look at it a little bit different, and being unique in this world is a good thing, but not being forceful about it. Do your own thing, walk your own path, but it doesn't mean you have to shove it in everyone's faces. So when you have that, the fat of the pheasant isn't eaten, don't miss a good opportunity because it's a little bit different or a little bit out of the norm. Who cares what other people think? Suddenly rain comes, regret wanes, and ultimately there's good fortune. Because when you actually do the right thing, even if it's a little bit out of the norm, it's walking a path different from other people, the rain, which is a symbol of prosperity in this aspect, is saying this is going to show you that what you're doing is correct, and that is going to lead you to that good fortune. It's calling you to do the right thing, even if the pathway to get to that thing may not be the normal aspect or normal pathway to do it. Earth, you're forging your own path this month. Step out in joy and and a little bit of bullheadedness, Earth's strong for that, and do what you need to do to get where you need to go. Don't step on other people, don't hurt other people, obviously, but it's saying doing it your own way is going to actually be the best option for you. So, our fourth place line, the legs of the ting snap, the prince's food is overturned, and his person is soiled. Misfortune. You don't want to be too forceful. This is the part where I was talking before. Do what you need to do. Go the alternate route, but do not have to shove it in other people's faces, because the legs of the ting, the support structure of what you're doing, snap. The prince's food is overturned and his person is soiled. Misfortune. If you force something, slamming it down, saying, this is what I'm going to do, you're actually going to end up upending some of the stuff you're trying to do positively this month. So keep the temper under control. It's not always going to be easy, and that's where I'm saying what you're doing, you just need to do your own thing. Don't worry about what other people are doing, and don't try to explain it, and don't try to force your alternative path on that other person. You do you, let them do whatever they're doing over there. And that way you're going to dodge the misfortune. So our fifth place line, this broken one right here, the ting has yellow handles with golden rings attached. A righteous persistence will bring reward. So this is really bringing out the fact that as long as you're staying focused, doesn't matter what the path is, on the end game, you're going to eventually get the new handles. You're going to get golden handles, which means it's going to be a very light. Gold is really heavy, but that's not what we're talking about here. You're going to get the burden lightened, because this righteous persistence, doing things for the moral and ethical correct way, quietly to yourself, not sharing it to the world because they don't need to know. Your end game is what your focus on, whether that is a relationship, a business, charity work, whatever it is you're working on. This is a time for you to don't worry about them, do your own thing, and this is going to bring that great reward. So our capstone here, the ting has jade handles, great good fortune, everything is now favorable. Jade is a symbol of immortality, health, and well-being, and that means that when you do the right thing for the right reasons, no matter what the path is, you're going to actually end up in a much better spot. The overall health of your journey, the overall benefit of your journey is going to be blessed by you taking care of your own needs. Don't worry so much about what other people think, because that's irrelevant. But by doing the right thing, by keeping your spirituality as the core of your path, which leads you into some interesting paths sometimes, trust me on that, that allows you to be a better person overall. It's not just physical health, it's spiritual health, your mental health, your emotional health, because you didn't let someone else's influence negatively affect you. Now, there's always advice you can take from people, but that doesn't mean you have to bury yourself in, well, they're not going to like what I'm doing, and that matters for what? As long as you're not hurting somebody or hurting yourself, first harm you none, you can kind of do what needs to be done to reach the goals, as long as you're doing it in a moral and ethical way. That's that righteous persistence part. Don't give up, keep going, but do it an honest day's labor, to quote my grandpa. So, with that, we'll hop over to our tarot and oracle. We'll go week by week, which is about 4 weeks in February. So we will go through that. I read a guide or a guardian, someone to help you through the week or protect you from unknown stuff. A message from source, which is supporting information, something that kind of builds you up, some affirmation type stuff. And then we look at a message or a lesson or a challenge from the tarot, which is literally something you can work on or a challenge you might not see coming. I read weeks 1, 2, 3, 4. If the weeks rotate for you, take what works, leave the rest for someone else. With that, we'll get started with your first week's guide or guardian, and that is Archangel Gabriel's Dragon, bringing purification. Self-discipline will speed ascension, bringing joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's Diamond. So this is that whole concept of do the right thing for the right reasons. There's going to be some work involved, but you're going to do your own path. That is going to lead you into a better future. So this dragon, this first week of February. Apparently August is going to be a month for you, Earth. It keeps coming up, and they're getting really loud about August. I'm like, we're not doing August, we're doing February. But pay attention to August, apparently. But this energy of Archangel Gabriel's dragon is really saying you have the ability to walk your own path. You have this beautiful white dragon that carries a beautiful diamond with it, saying the diamond is the reward for the work. And as long as you're staying focused on a righteous persistence with that, the work, the end game is going to be yours. It's all about how you approach it. And I'm also hearing with Archangel Gabriel's dragon, they're going to help protect you from the slings and arrows, that's a weird phrasing, of others' opinions. So work with that dragon this first week. Your message from Source is the Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing the past, and freedom. The Akashic Records hold all aspects of every level of every frequency and every timeline that you have ever existed in, for every human being on the planet, to be honest. So when we have the Akashic Records, what we're saying is there is a karmic cycle for Earth right now that is coming to a close. There are some things that are being cleared out. That's where that work comes in, that staying focused on the goal, even if your path is a little bit unique. Do what needs to be done because you are clearing stuff. You are healing yourself and by extension healing the world. They're also saying if you're talking about relationships and there's something like you've been leaning towards, you're trying to get in the right place for, this is a time to release all of the other past relationships. You don't need to carry those emotional baggage forward. That's not going to help the relationship you're in right now. So let that past fade away so that you can be more in the now moment, which is going to allow you really beautiful, powerful access to the relationship you're in, but also to the amazing miracles that are coming forward in this month, because it's going to be a good month. You just got to make sure you're paying attention. So our lesson or challenge from the tarot is the Princess of Winter. Inquisitive, truthful, realistic, but undiplomatic. Information that can help you, but which may be difficult to hear. Speaking truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. There's going to be information coming to you this month. This is a heads up, or this week. Nope, they're saying this month, that you don't want to hear. You're going to be curious as to how you're going to do this. You're going to be curious as to how to step into this other path because, well, what if so-and-so says something I don't like? Or what if they're mean? That's not the point. You're going to have somebody who is actually been there, done that. They're a little bit more knowledgeable. They're going to help guide you or make comments to you through this month that you don't want to hear. And it's not saying that they're changing your path. It doesn't mean that they're dissuading you. They're making comments because they're like, okay, we see what you're doing. You might want to do it this way. It's not going to be a diplomatic thing of rainbows and butterflies and unicorn farts. It's going to be realistic. It's going to be honest feedback that you're going to be getting through this month. But the Princess of Winter is saying it's okay because they're doing it from the place of kindness and respect. Indigos, a lot of people say indigos are this very loving, peaceful. No, that's the ones that came after the indigos. The indigos are kind of warriors. They're a little bit more aggressive in how they see stuff, and it's not because they're hateful. It's because they don't like illusion. They're going to tear it apart. So if you're not being truthful with yourself as you're going through this, like, oh no, I'm good, I'm doing the right thing, but you're stepping on people, this Princess of Winter energy, and they're saying it's going to be someone a little bit older than you, but it's someone that you respect, is going to call you out on that. And it's not going to be negative, it's for growth. So use that to help forge your path. So our second week's guide or guardian, and if you're interested in any of the cards or books I'm using, linked in the description. Your second week's guide or guardian is the Royal Blue and Gold Dragon, strengthening you to stand in your own power with wisdom. Some experience you've had here. Awaken to your own majesty, wear your cloak of power with pride. This is that step into your authority and do the things that you are supposed to be doing. Do the things that you are meant to do. If your path is different from someone else's, good, you've learned. Because that other person is not always going to be the best option. Now, the Princess of Winter energy is someone that you look up to and respect, and they're actually looking out for you, not the same thing. The Royal Blue and Gold Dragon is saying, you have done enough work, Earth, to be able to do what needs to be done. Whether that is ask that question, release that past energy so that your business can flourish. Whether it's going to seek therapy because there's that situation that happened 15 years ago that just keeps infecting everything you do. This is where you step into your power and say, you know what, I'm going to fix this. If I have to go talk to so-and-so therapist, counselor, whatever, then do so. If it means that you need to get away from the job that you're in because it's a toxic environment, you have the power and authority to do that, Earth. Your foundational energy, you don't like to move, but you're very stable, and when you make a decision, there's not much that's going to stop you. And that's what the royal and blue gold dragons are saying is, if you're not in a spot where you need to be or want to be in this moment, you're the only one that can change it. And when Earth sets its course, things happen. And that's what the royal and gold want to come in and support you in the second week. Your message from source is the star gathering portal, stars aligning, remembering home and your soul family. This is saying the people who are in your inner circle, the people who are the closest to you, it may be even non-physical with guides, guardians, ancestors, and loved ones coming in to support you. This is saying the challenges that you are facing in the second week are not insurmountable. They feel rough, they feel unpleasant, they're not the easiest things to handle, but you have very powerful dragon energy coming in for the second week. You also are surrounded on all sides, above and below, by people who love, support, and guide you. They are going to help you step into this higher frequency if you just ask for the guidance, ask for the direction. You already know at a soul level, but sometimes our conscious minds want to shove that back. That ego gets in the way so you can't see as clearly. And this is saying, ask for the help. You have all of the things set up for you. The stars are aligned, as the card says. So it's going to be easier for you to find that home energy, that place where you fit the best, whether that is in a relationship, whether that is fixing a current relationship, or whether that is a different job or employment and energy. This is all going to be however it resonates for you. But you're in a good spot, and you're surrounded. You're not alone, you're not fighting the battle by yourself. It's a matter of saying, yes, I accept that. Show me what is next, because at the moment I may not be able to see it as clearly as I would like to. So, sorry, when I close my eyes, it's because they're bringing information in faster, and it helps me to focus. Your second week's lesson or challenge is number 3, the Empress, divine feminine energy here. Time to take action, the power of creativity and success that allows for a life of luxury. This is where you can head. This is a lesson to work on. The divine feminine is coming in, the goddess, the lady, however you see her. She's coming in to support you. She is saying, don't worry about all the extras. Your will be revealed. The next step. Take the step. Enjoy the process, even if it's a struggle at times, because the more things that you bless, the more blessings you get. The Empress is here to show you the way of, this is how we do this. It is using intuition, it is using logic, it is using reason. You're binding everything together into this very positive, forward-facing train. If you can keep going and don't get distracted, you'll be surprised by how far you can go. And they're saying, with the Empress, it's also a call for family. It's a call for, you have either spiritual, a physical, or celestial family. There are different things for sure that are coming in to be supportive. That's that star gathering. You're surrounded by spirits and physicals that are here to support you. And the Empress is saying, embrace the family that you have, whatever it looks like, and use that as a way to support yourself going forward, and encouragement to keep doing the thing, even if it's a little bit weird to people outside your circle. Doesn't matter what they think. So our third week's guide or guardian is the air and water dragons. Help you to connect with your higher frequencies, trusting your intuition, developing psychic abilities, opening to enlightenment, express your inner song. If you're someone who knows light language, or is someone who is really vocal in their meditation, whether it's chanting or just listening to music while you meditate, this week is going to be very, very intense and deep for you when you do those things. And if you're not using those kind of things, your breathing can also trigger that. So however you meditate and work on tapping in, this is what they're talking about. But the air and water are saying, find the balance between the emotions and the mind. the heart and the brain sometimes don't like to talk to each other. The heart's like, ooh, feelings, let's go over here. Brain's like, what are you doing? Get back here. So you want those two to be communicating positively. And Earth, you're very foundational, you're very grounded. You like to have things set a certain way. In general, doesn't mean everyone's like that. But what I'm hearing is the air and water dragons are coming in to support your helping connect your heart and your brain, work your mind and emotions together, because when you do that, it actually helps you to see those paths more clearly. It helps you to see the signs from your guides and guardians in a much clearer and cleaner way. So this third week is about connecting with your higher self, connecting with your brain and heart, building a bridge between your shadow and your ascended self so that you can actually hear both and see the benefits of both. Your shadow has benefits. It's not just a negative thing. So that's where we're going with the guide for the third week. Your message from Source is the angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe, potent connections. These are the angels that help you activate your pillar of light, which it's not just your body of light. That's kind of your aura and your higher self's vehicle. But when you're talking pillar of light, that's that connection of higher self, God, source, divine, the heart of the creator universe into the very heart of the planet. But it also illuminates the shadows so that you can see those gems hidden within. The angelic frequencies are coming forward to encourage you to heal, let go, release, and alchemically transform the negative stuff into the positive. This is where you step into that. You're going down a different path, and people may not even begin to understand it. When we talk about the I-ching, this third week is when you gain the golden handles, where the spiritual connection is so strong that it doesn't matter anymore, and you can lift the vessel of spiritual benefit and whatever else it is you're working on, a business relationship. This third week is when you can step into that, because the angelic frequencies are helping clear and open that beautiful channel of attunement and enlightenment so that you can step into that next phase, whether that's that promotion you've been wanting to ask for, starting your own business, popping the question to that special someone, however that works. This is going to be the time when you're noticing that clearing occurs, where you're much more open to the next steps. You're much more open to the knowledge that is coming forward because you've done the work. The Empress and your star family have helped you understand who's all there. They're also helping you seek more clearly with the angel frequencies. It's going to wash away the last of it and allow you to see much more clearly. So your third week's lesson or challenge is the Queen of Winter. Strong, patient, self-sufficient, and funny. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career, unmarried or divorced individuals. This is saying the Queen of Winter she can be very cold. She can be very, very calloused. She is definitely the one to step out and say, I don't need you, I can do this on my own. That's not always a bad thing, but Earth, this reading for this whole month is screaming, you're not alone, and don't think you have to play alone. The Queen of Winter is coming in as a warning. If you go your own way, it's going to be, you're strong. You can take care of yourself, very much self-sufficient, but it's going to be a lonely journey. The Queen of Winter is not known to be the most friendly persons. She is a little bit on the calloused side because she looks at things too logically, and that's where you can start stepping on other people. This is very much a caution challenge this third week. Just because you're doing all these good things and the universe is really supporting you, that doesn't mean you get to step on other people. So pay attention to how that goes. But also, your lessons and challenges this entire month so far have been female. Princess, Empress, Queen. So you're in a period of growth, but you have a very strong feminine influence coming in, which is not a bad thing when we're working on expanding and grounding our emotional states. So your lessons and challenges may come from the people who are closest to you that have more feminine energy than masculine. So just something to think about. Let's look at our fourth week's guide or guardian. We have the Fire Dragon. Burns up the lower energies around you. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired in clearing your soul pathway. Once you clear the path, you wash away the dregs. Sometimes you have to light a fire under your own rear end to get moving. This dragon is coming in. You've done a lot of prep work. You have cycled things through. You've opened up some patterns. You start to realize you have a lot more support than you thought you did. And you've done, like, the angels have come in to help wash you clean and get you ready for what's next. The fire dragon is saying, okay, you've done all this prep work. Are we going to do this or not? The fire dragon is coming in to encourage and push you. It's time to get moving. It's time to set things in motion. If you were clear on starting that business, pull the trigger this week and start filing the paperwork. If it was proposing, go buy the ring. Whatever it is that you are working to do, this fourth week is saying, again, these are general readings, so take what works. But this fourth week is saying now is the time for action in the physical world. A lot of what's been going on in February so far for Earth has been internal spiritual connections. There's been a little bit of outer work that's happened too, but this last week, they're being really loud. This is the week for action. This is the week to step up and to shine your light into every corner of the dark world you're in and allow yourself to be seen. It doesn't mean you have to be out there and be pushy. That's actually not what it's saying. You being your unique self, Earth, is going to be the thing that people are catching up and watching. Whether it's a relationship and they look at you going, oh, I want that. Whether it is a job being like, whoa, they actually got that promotion. I bet I can work towards that. Or if you're starting your own business, they actually did it. That is so cool. They started that business. Whatever it is that you're working on, this fourth week is when you start really putting things into motion in the physical world. You've done the prep work in the spiritual. That's very clear this month. This fourth week, now it's time to put foot to pavement and do the things. So, your message from Source is Soul Star Activation, fulfilling your soul contracts and remembering who you are. The Soul Star sits approximately 12 to 18 inches above your crown chakra. There's a lot of debate about that, but that's where it usually shows up when I'm seeing it. It is in the shape of a sphere with a Merkaba, which is this guy right here in the middle of it. And the Soul Star works with Archangel Metatron. This is an angel and an energy of your ascension. When we work on that soul star, we already have dealt with the lower frequencies, the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar plexus. We found balance within ourselves with the heart chakra. We have learned to communicate with our throat. We've learned to intuit, and we have learned to connect into God Source Divine. The soul star is saying, now that you have the basics down, now it's time to elevate it to the next level. This is applicable across the board. When the soul star comes into play, you're also looking at a lot of karmic things that's why that happened. You can start to see the patterns in your past, which sets you up for the future. So with the soul star coming in line, it says fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. This is a time of your spiritual growth. This is a time of your expansion. This month is helping you clear out the stuff that doesn't work, reset, connect back in with your inner circle, doing the things that support yourself as you're taking this more unique journey in life. But this last week is saying now it's time to put things in action. When you have full activation of the soul star, it allows you to expand beyond what you thought you could do before, because you realize those thoughts were held by the ego and they were limiting you. So it's time to set those aside so you can actually do the thing that you agreed to when you came into this world. And there's a lot of different paths, so it's not just one thing. So your lesson or challenge from the tarot is the 10 of Winter, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. So the end of this month, the last week, it's a lesson. Look at how far you have come. And they're wanting me to remind you that if you look back on the previous year, last 12 to 13 months, basically all of 2024 till today, look at how far you have come, whether it's spiritually or physically, because in a lot of cases, the changes that have occurred in the last year have been massive. The 10 of Winter is saying you've already come over the past, which is over here. You're coming down on this side, and look at how beautiful the valley is. Look at how far you have come. Look what you have accomplished. Look at the rewards that are waiting for you from the journey you have been on. That doesn't mean your journey is over by any stretch. You're still alive, your heart's still beating, you're still going. But it means you're over a hump for the moment. Enjoy the blessings from that. You have the energy from the fire dragon. You have the soul star activation occurring. You're in a really good spot, Earth, to continue forward. Enjoy where you're at. show gratitude for all the blessings, including the trials, that you have had through this life, and allow God Source Divine to bless and open the next pathway ahead of you, because you are ready. Earth, you have done so much so far in the last 12 months, 13 months, that you are ready for almost anything that comes to you at this point. But you get to choose what direction you're headed. By the end of this month, some doors have opened up and you get to see some different opportunities. Find the one that resonates the best and go forward with grace and beauty. With that, I will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your month. Do all those YouTube-y things, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video.